Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Got a fun video for you guys today. We're gonna do something very different, something I don't often do. In fact, I almost never do this. We're going to be creating a blue eyeshadow look using a palette that has intimidated me for quite a while. I've had this one for about 6 months and I am kind of terrified of it, other than with the exception of maybe this one shade right here. But we're gonna see if we can create kind of a wearable look using these shadows today. But on top of that, I'm also gonna do something else that I don't normally do. We're gonna be using some false lashes today. Now this is like a half set. It's not a full set of false lashes. We're gonna give it a try. I figure I can probably handle a half or a quarter. I don't know what you even call these. I have a hard time with the full sets. I can never get them to stick. I don't think they look very good on me, which probably is more about me not being able to apply them. But we're gonna give it a go and see what I look like on the other side of this video with blue eyeshadow and lashes on. Special welcome to those of you that are new to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you enjoy this video. And if you do, I hope that you'll consider subscribing before you leave. And with that, let's get right to it. All right, so I do already have a little bit of makeup on. You probably could tell. I just have foundation, concealer, and my brows done. Today I wore my L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear foundation mixed with my L'Oreal Age Perfect Serum foundation. Actually, I didn't like that combination very much. It's a little bit patchy. I love both of those individually on their own, but together I think that combination was just a little bit weird. I also have my Wet n Wild Incognito concealer on. In my brows, I have my Ulta Beauty Ultra Slim Brow Pencil along with the ABH Clear Brow Gel. And that's as far as I got. So we're gonna add some color to my face first. I just wanna put bronzer and highlighter on, then we'll go into the blue eyeshadow look or the eye look, and then we'll come back and do blush color and lip color at the end. I do want to use some of the products I picked out in my recent Shop My Stash, so let's go with this one for bronzer today. This is the NARS Original Laguna bronzer, the old packaging, and I'm going to put that on with my Sydney Grace powder brush, large powder brush. I do like this bronzer. It's pretty warm. I think in the winter it's maybe a little bit too warm for me. And then for highlighter, let's take the Nabla highlighter in the shade Amnesia. This is kind of a golden, like champagne. This stuff is so beautiful. I love these Nabla highlighters. They are amazing. I know I've raved about them a lot before. We're gonna take the Sydney Grace medium powder brush, which is a great little highlighter brush. Honestly, my poor Luxie brush has been severely neglected lately because I've just been using this one. A little bit to my brow bone as well. Okay, so that's gonna be good for the cheeks right now. Let's jump over to the eyeshadow palette. This again is the Nabla Cutie Midnight palette. Beautiful, beautiful palette. I love this bronze right here. I have used the bronze and I have used the teal. I've swatched this palette many, many times and admired it, but some of these shades just intimidate me. That's right, I have used the white. I think I've used this on the inner corner before. So there's the white right there. I don't know if you guys are picking up how much blue is in this like shimmery white. It's like a white blue duochrome basically. Very, very pretty. I would say the shimmer, it's not strongly shimmery. It's more of like a satin kind of duochrome finish. It's really interesting. Look at that. Now you can kind of see that blue. It's beautiful. Let's also swatch that light periwinkle shade. This is one of those formulas that I'm always talking about from Nabla that I really love. It's kind of a more creamy matte formula. Kind of is similar in shade to the white, but it doesn't have the duochrome or the shimmer. And it's more of a like creamy matte. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh. So let's just jump straight in. I'm gonna start with this matte blue right here. This is the shade Air, that light blue on the top. And we're just gonna start building this up kind of all over, up through the crease. It's kind of gonna be our like transition shade, as well as our initial kind of like lid shade. And then I'll just leave my inner corner open. By the way, I'm using the Sydney Grace medium blending brush. It's a little bit more dense than the larger blending brush. I'm just taking the large shader brush, this little smudge brush, and just running a little bit of this under the lower lash line. It's quite light. I don't normally run shades this light or blue under my lower lash line, but if we do decide to add something a little darker, I want something for that to kind of blend into. This is a really fun color. I mean, I would never wear this normally, but it's kind of fun. Okay, what should we do next? I actually want to start off with this matte navy blue right here. Start deepening out the outer corner, and then I'll decide how much. I am gonna use the shade. I just can't quite decide if I want to use it as like just a liner, or I actually want to pop it on my lid. We'll see how I'm feeling after I put the navy blue down. So I'm gonna take the Sydney Grace Detail Blending Brush. Oh, that reminds me, I was gonna use my rougher brushes today because they've been pretty neglected for the last couple weeks. I do still love my rougher brushes, but these are a great alternative. If you only like synthetic brushes, these ones are synthetic, whereas the rougher ones are not synthetic. Ooh, that is so dark. Very pretty though. Actually, I'm gonna zoom you guys in just a little bit. Just trying to build that up slowly. It is quite blue. As you blend it out, there's quite a bit of blue in this navy. Take my little sponge here that I use for my concealer and just keep that shape nice and clean. I'll probably come back and do a little bit of shaping towards the end, but just don't want too much of that blue to get too low. All right, so now the tricky parts. I would prefer to go with this shade right here, which is more of like a teal kind of duochrome. It has like some teal and green and blue. It's really, really pretty. That would be super fun. And ironically, this would probably be less intimidating to me than this blue right here, even though this is just a plain blue. Just look at that cobalt blue. I mean, that is absolutely beautiful, but scary at the same time. I feel like I should use this one because I have used this shade before, and this is the shade that I've been terrified of since I first got this palette while admiring it at the same time. So, let's see. I am gonna use this. Let's start with it as just a liner. Sorry, I know that might be a bit of a cop out, but I wanna try that first, see how bold that looks, and then I may end up popping it all over the outer half of my lid. I'm gonna take this Sydney Grace brow brush, the angled brow brush, and build up a little bit of that shadow. And then I'm going to slowly just kind of pack that on. I will have that bit of false lash that will kind of cover up that outer part. So I'm going to make this just a little bit kind of fatter than I normally would. I take kind of what's left on my brush and run it right at that outer corner, right below that lower lash line, just barely. I'm just barely going down below the lower lash line, taking the point of that brush and just kind of running it up to meet that wing. I want the tiniest bit of that blue to come down below. And I'm going to take this smudger brush, I'm going to dip the very tip of it into that matte navy blue and very lightly run it right up against those lashes. Back to that shimmery blue, I want to add just the tiniest bit more. Go on top of what I just laid down. So I'm just gonna go back to that brush I used with the light matte shade. I just want to blend out this edge right here. I feel like I have a really harsh edge right here that needs a little bit of help. There's nothing left on here. I like it right there. I'm sorry if you were hoping that I would have bright blue all over my eyelids, but I feel like this is pretty brave for me, but a little bit more wearable. So I'm gonna stop right there. I'm just gonna add a little bit of this white, kind of the shimmery iridescent blue duochrome. I'm just gonna add that right to my inner corner. So actually, let's take my Rephr number 3 brush, this little pinpoint brush. We're going to dip it into that white shade right there and just dot that right in the tear duct, and then I'm gonna pull a little bit of it kind of like in on that inner quarter of my lid. That is really pretty. So I'm gonna add some mascara and then we're gonna give these lashes a try. That might be a bit of a challenge for me because I'm telling you guys, I do not know the right way to put eyelashes on, but we're gonna struggle through it together. So I'm gonna start off by first adding a couple coats of my Essence Lash Princess mascara. Then I'll be back with you guys and we'll take a look at these lashes. So here are the eyes with just mascara on. Take a good look because things could go very south from here as we get into the eyelashes, especially because I just realized the only duo glue I have is the dark glue, which might be a bit of a problem if they don't stick the first time. Let's get into the lashes. So I have these from Eyelure and Emma Willis. I don't know who Emma Willis is. Is it Bruce Willis's wife? I see dead people. Probably not. I'm sure some of you might know who she is. She's very pretty. She has very, very pretty eyes. Hopefully my eyes will be that pretty and elongated after I successfully put on these lashes today. So I'm leaning towards the smaller set at the bottom. This is like a quarter. I'm assuming like a quarter set, whereas these are like maybe a half or a 3/4. Those of you that do wear false eyelashes, do you put mascara on? I think you're supposed to put mascara on before, right? I could very well be doing this wrong. I also feel like whenever I do try lashes, which it's been a while, I never quite wait long enough for the glue. All right, guys, I did it. Give me a hand. Honestly, that was not as difficult as I thought. I think this edge right here might be a little bit like floaty might just be kind of tangled into my lashes rather than actually glued to my eyelid, but it looks good. They look good, they feel good, definitely better than my experiences with a full strip of lashes. So if you are someone that would like to try lashes, or you feel like you can't get the hang of a full set of lashes, maybe try these little like quarters, because they definitely were easy to put on. I feel like they look a little bit more natural, and honestly I have pretty good eyelashes. I generally like my eyelashes, but they're a little bit wonky on the outside because I have some, like I must get a lot of breakage or something on the outer edge of my lashes, because my inner lashes always look really nice, really even, really long, and then I have like weird patches of like where my lashes aren't as long or where I'm missing a few on my outer edges. So I feel like these are made for me, and they're also not that uncomfortable. I always thought that wearing a full set of lashes, which again I can never apply properly, but I can never stand how they felt on the inner corner of my eye. It drove me crazy, and you don't have to deal with that with these. So much more comfortable, a lot easier, and they look pretty good. I've got to say, this is a really pretty eye look. I still would be like, I couldn't go up to my grocery store right now in this eye look without feeling a little bit uncomfortable, but I would wear this on a date, I think. So let's jump into the rest of the face and finish off with the lips and with the cheeks. For my cheeks, why don't we go with the shade Kiss from Persona? I mentioned that I wanted to use this in a video for you guys. I sort of showed you a little demo of it in my monthly favorites video, but I had already had a little bit of blush on, so I didn't put very much on at all. I'm gonna just kind of do what I did then. I just take a couple little taps of this on my number 4 Alter Ego brush. You could also use just a stippling brush of some sort. I'm going to take a little bit on the back of my hand and then just slowly tap that on. What do you guys think? Do my eyelashes look different to you guys, like on camera? I'm going to take my little sponge. I'm just going to go around the edges really lightly. And then for my lips today, I want to take this right here. This is Jubilee from MAC, just a really simple kind of sheer lipstick. Let me swatch it for you guys. On the lips, this almost looks more like a lip gloss than a lipstick, but it's just kind of like a peachy nude. It's very light. It's a luster finish. I want to add just a little bit of lip liner. Let's go with NYX Beige lip liner. Just gonna overline right under the center of my lower lip. Tiny bit up top. Last but not least, let's add a little bit of setting spray. Let's take my L'Oreal Dew Mist. Smells like what I think heaven is going to smell like. And that is the finished look, you guys. What do you think? Is it out of this world crazy? Do you guys think I'm crazy for thinking that it's crazy? I actually don't think it's that crazy. This is pretty wearable. Let me know what you guys thought. Hopefully this was a fun one for you guys. Fun day to just kind of sit down and play with makeup. Happy Independence Day to those of you that are going to be celebrating on Monday. I hope you have a good one. Thank you so much for watching today. Before you leave, one last reminder, please consider subscribing. But that's gonna do it for now. Thanks again, you guys. I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye. Okay, so this is my son, Wesley. He's joining me for a little blooper today. We're gonna show off in celebration of the 4th of July. We're gonna do a little trivia. This kid is a master at his states and capitals. Tell him how old you were when you learned and memorized all your states and capitals. What grade were you in?
Second.
Second grade. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a state. You tell me the capital. Rhode Island.
Providence.
All right, Texas.
Austin.
Okay, Oregon.
Salem.
I can't even think of the states. Alabama.
Montgomery.
Right. Virginia.
Richmond.
Let's see. Connecticut.
Hartford.
New York.
Albany.
South Carolina. Did I get you? North Carolina.
Raleigh.
Okay. South
Wait,
Carolina.
I have South Carolina.
Okay.
Columbia.
Oh, Georgia.
Atlanta.
Maine.
Augusta.
Montana.
Helena.
Nice. Washington. Seattle.
Olympia.
Good job. Give him a hand. Thumbs up for Wesley.